What's going on, everybody? Big Ched's coming to you live. It is Wednesday, May 2nd, 2018. I'm here with Big Chonis. Big Chonis, you in the house, buddy?
Hey, Cheds, how's it going tonight?
It's good, man. It's good. You sound like you're in a good mood.
Yeah, I've had a good day. It was a nice, lovely spring day today. I had a chance to be out in the yard, so I always enjoy that. And, I've been watching all this price action on crypto, and I actually think like we might be getting to a point where something's really amazing is happening here.
Excellent. Well, just as a reminder, folks, we are not advisors. We're just two friends who like to talk crypto, and we decided to record it for you. That was Big Chonis. You can find him on Twitter at Big Chonis. You can find me on Twitter at Big Cheds. And if you're new to crypto, and even if you're not, check out the complete beginner's guide to cryptocurrency trading, chedstrading.blogspot.com. There's also a new project I am honored to be involved in, part of rather. It's called Bitcoin Live. It's basically going to be the best-in-class educational service for crypto. And I'm working with these other guys. There's going to be six of us analysts. We're going to be doing a lot of one-on-one, whatever you guys need. It's going to be a great project. If you want to get some information about it, you can go ahead to you can see the URL right here, get.bitcoin.live. And I know there's also, real quick, those who get in, I think in the first sale or the pre-sale, there's some advantage in pricing. I think that more information will be coming soon. So, Big Chonis, what are your thoughts? You were telling me you're bullish right now. Is that correct?
Well, listen, we've been in this, correction/consolidation period here for the past, really since the 24th or so of April, where we actually topped off at around $9,700 there. We had a pretty wicked and quick, correction down to $8,600, a full $1,000 there. And we're basically watching this kind of long snaking consolidation move kind of play out here, where a couple times you thought, oh, it's about to collapse, and it held on. A couple times you thought it was about to break out, and it collapses. And now we're seeing this kind of moment here where, we've been consolidating and sideways. And the longer we keep doing this sideways kind of action here with Bitcoin, the more bullish I kind of feel, because we're just creating a lot of new price action, a lot of momentum, and a lot of history between 88 and 9,200 now. And the longer we're in this position here, I feel we have a better chance to go up. The question is, have we basically turned the corner yet, or do we kind of have one more tap on some sort of a lower trend line to kind of confirm that that's the last little touch before we move higher? Or is that tap basically in break of that going to shoot us down lower? So right now I'm feeling bullish, because not just with Bitcoin, but really the way the alt market has basically played out. Bitcoin stability has allowed so much amazing price action into so many alts over the past month, really, of April and heading into May now. And a lot of these coins and basically Bitcoin, Litecoin or so, that have been stagnant over the past 2 weeks as it's kind of consolidated, might be poised to kind of do an upper break. A lot of signs are beginning to show me that, where I've been almost neutral to bearish over the past several days.
That's some great analysis. I think it's important to take a longer view, and I think that's what you're doing. I was just kind of messing around with the trend line here as we were changing the time frames, but we're still under the long-term downtrend line here on the daily chart using the candle body method. Why is it not lining up real quick? We're just right there. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we're right there. 0.1, 0.2. Didn't have enough strength here. 0.3. We're in kind of a bullish consolidation pattern. Big Chonis, I've been looking earlier, and I've been kind of signaling on Twitter. We've had a series of kind of falling wedge breaks, and you're seeing this here on your screen. But that's okay. It's just consolidating. So ideally, you want to see some strength here to retest this trend line, which we've kind of come close to, but never really held above it on a daily close basis. So I think we do have to keep an eye on the trend line. But daily looks pretty good. It's been kind of cooling off here. And you see the RSI coiling as well. Stock RSI is almost fully reset. So that's actually kind of, arguably bullish.
Yeah, I mean, it just feels like at this moment here, being at 9,200-ish where we are now, just seems like I just can't see a break back into the eights again. It just feels like at this point we've been in the eights, the high eights for a while. We've tested it so many times. I just don't see a reason for, people to start to liquidate yet. And that's why I feel we still might bounce around in this range, and we still might hit, 89 something. Which is, that will probably take, some time to play out. We've seen red candles come out of nowhere on the hourly chart, especially. We've seen it just kind of happen quickly when there's a failure. So this will take a little more time to play out, but I just can't see why this would just super fall apart, given all the money flow in the alts and basically how we've consolidated for this length of time.
Well, I'm just going to quickly wrap up my thoughts in this. You see on your screen, I tweeted right when we were testing the top of this channel. So we're in a little mini channel here, right? Another rising wedge. So we'll see if it breaks. It's no surprise where it looks like it might be rejected short term. So it's going to consolidate. Why don't you give us about maybe 2 or 3 minutes on the depth chart, Big Chonis? Let me go ahead and pull it up. Over here. Over there. So I apologize. Here we go. Yeah, just to give us the flavor of where it's at, and then we'll take some altcoins. So what are we doing here? You want me to zoom all the way out, or what's going on?
Yeah, if you want to zoom all the way out, actually zoom out right there. Stop. Okay, good. So and then hit the plus sign twice. So I've been looking at the depth chart, trying to see if I can see any kind of confluence, convergence, any kind of I don't know, it's sense of where the money's sitting, if it's bullish, if it's bearish. And it's been bullish like the past couple of days, in the sense where I'm almost like, every time I see it, and every time I look at the Bitcoin price action, it's like, wow, Bitcoin does seem a little more bullish than I feel the current price action has been letting on by the support levels I'm seeing in the depth chart. I see a lot of limit orders stacked to sell in the high 9,000s.
Right there.
And I don't see a lot of basically lower buys, lower than maybe the 8,500 area range, which I think a lot of people are kind of hoping will correct to, which is definitely still a possibility. So that's kind of how I'm seeing the depth chart. I'm not seeing some, quick collapse circumstance yet.
More negotiation. They're negotiating more, right?
It's a battle still. It's definitely a battle.
All right. So why don't you jump to the chat room, and why don't you grab an altcoin?
How about we just do Litecoin a little bit, and then Ether, and then we can do some alts?
Okay, you got it. Possible? Let's go. Let's do that. Let's go 4 hour, 4 hour Ether, and we see a bullish consolidation pattern. I know Peter Brand had tweeted about what you see as a bullish pennant. If I go daily, it's a bull pennant here. I'll leave the daily chart up. I'll put the bull pennant up. Why don't you tell me your thoughts?
Yeah, man. I mean, we've been seeing a lot more bullishness with Ether, I think. And I'll be honest, I think we're basically beginning to break out of this mold here. I was playing it a little bit in the 670 to 690 range. I unfortunately was not able to get any of those 630s that happened a few days ago. So if you work and held, congratulations. It did a double test, basically the 643-ish range, and held. Basically, that was a confirmation there. And then ever since then, we've been trickling higher. I mean, I'm just seeing that this is going to test 711, which is where it topped off the last time. I believe there's...
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and you actually, you mentioned this in one of your tweets, I think, about W bottom that it may have been putting in, which is, short-term very bullish. It gave its chance to kind of have that nasty red candle. It put in a nice bottom lick on that red candle there, and basically was able to kind of push through. And now it's breaking through some areas here. And, we were at 690. We went back to 630. We're in the 666 range. Every time I saw 666, I'm like, I should buy this, even though it's a little scary. But now we're basically in the 680s, and it feels firm here. It feels high 670s to 680s. Feels like a firm footing now. We've been tested it a couple times, and I think now, it's primed to basically retest that 700 area. And if it can break 711, and which will take a little momo and some momentum, then 730 to 750 could definitely be in play.
That's a great call. Yeah, this is an area. I mean, we're working through a key area here, right, Big Chonis? You see this traffic?
Absolutely.
So I mean, if we clear, even just that would be big to clear this whole traffic right there, which is 750. Yeah. So, I mean, there's plenty of resistance on the way up. It's not going to go moon, but it's consolidating. It's bullish. Litecoin's over 150, and you've been trading this quite a bit and doing well. But if I'm right, you've kind of been in no trade zone with Litecoin for a couple days?
Yeah, there's a couple things about Litecoin I've been watching. I feel like this whole run, it's been the most bearish. It's been the most lackluster, where you've seen Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin, and Ether have a little larger percentage moves than Litecoin has. But I feel that almost has a chance to change. I actually put out a tweet about this about an hour ago that basically talks about the LTC BTC ratio. And basically what that shows is I feel that Litecoin could be basically bottoming in terms of its bearish ratio to Bitcoin, and could actually accelerate at a faster pace. So let's say hypothetically Bitcoin wants to retest that 97 area to potentially 10,000. Litecoin, I wouldn't be surprised if you start to see a little more of a quicker acceleration here. We're only at like 1.6% or so of Bitcoin. We have been as high as 2.5. We have been as low as 0.5. So we're at this area here now where I wouldn't be surprised now that that Litecoin has been slowly trickling up here. Another thing I want to say is that when it bottomed, when Ether bottomed at like 634 or so, Litecoin only bottomed at 143. I actually thought it was kind of lower, and it didn't. So 143, 139 to 143, that's actually a really solid support zone now. So the fact that we're over 150 is really, really great, and I think the high 40s now has become a very strong support zone.
It can. It can be. I mean, come on.
It can be now, based on what Bitcoin's doing. It will always be currently at the mercy of whatever Bitcoin does. So if Bitcoin does make a run to 10,000, Litecoin will follow suit at, I believe, a faster pace this time. If Bitcoin collapses, then if we break that 140 area on Litecoin, we could give it all back and be down in the 120s. But I'm not even close to saying that, just because Bitcoin feels bullish now, and any retest even to 8,500, I feel will keep Litecoin in those mid to high 140 range.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering, is this like a weird head and shoulders in the 4 hour? Like with a big right shoulder, or is it kind of like, what is this? Like a descending triangle? I'm trying to figure it out, but it doesn't look bullish. I thought it was a head and shoulders, and I was like, oh, it's a head and shoulders. But we've seen a couple head and shoulders breakouts, fake outs in the past couple times here, especially with Bitcoin. So I wouldn't be surprised if this could be a failed head and shoulders bullish move. Maybe. Yeah, it could be if it breaks neckline right here. Like, look at this. This is clearly a bull pennant right here, right? Yep. Bull pennant break. And you've come down, and you've kind of now set like a lower high, but then now you broke it. So like, what's going on, right? But then you broke your low too. So it's kind of weird right now.
They don't make it easy.
Yeah, they don't make it easy. So what do you want to go? You want to do the other one, or
no? Let's do just Bitcoin Cash, just real quick. It's always showed this more bullish.
This is a bull flag. This is a bull flag right now. Bull flag. 100%.
I mean, if Bitcoin runs, Bitcoin Cash, even though I feel it's still in this kind of overbought phase, could definitely crank, as high as the 1,800s, potentially touch that 2,000 range. If Bitcoin was to crank to 10,000, it has been the most bullish. It will remain so, but it also does make it a little more vulnerable to, if there is a really strong pullback, it could be the hardest hit.
I think on the 4 hour, we're looking at basically what's it called? A bullish pennant, aka falling wedge, where highlighted by lower lows and lower highs. Although technically it isn't a lower low yet. Yeah, I mean it's really close to a bull flag. But look right here, you on the candle body method, and even on the wick method, you don't have lower lows, so it's actually not a falling wedge. But it could become one. It's almost a falling wedge bull flag. So go ahead. Why don't you jump in the chat room?
Yeah. Hey, listen, it's great to be here with you, Cheds. It's great to be talking to 273 of our closest friends here. Excellent to have everybody here in the Chizat. Did I just say that?
Yes.
All right, so OMG, I can't believe I said that. So Ashton Martin would like us to do OMG, so let's start with that one.
Doesn't he have like a brand of cars or something? Who is that? Or am I thinking
I
of
think that's
some?
Ashton Kutcher.
Okay, Aston Kutcher. I saw him on Shark Tank. OMG, I'm going to stay on the 4 hour, Big Chonis. Yeah, I don't see a ton of volume here. We had the breakout volume recently, and you're trying to find support. Anytime like this where you have a big spike, you get your large upper shadow, your upper wick, you're way above the Bollinger, and you're coming back, and you're going to see this kind of falling wedge, almost like a falling channel. So you've kind of arguably broken the falling wedge. We're going to go ahead and call this support now right here. And from here, now you're going to want to see if you put in a higher low. Okay, you have your lower high, maybe around there, and hopefully you have your higher low. I think for now you got to watch this channel. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's bullish. I mean, you're on the 4 hour there, or are you on the daily?
It's not bullish in what sense? I mean, is it? Yeah, clearly. I mean, from here, yeah.
That's the thing. It's holding that higher low on your trend line there. It's perfect. It's consolidated from that super wick there, clearly overbought, way outside the Bollinger. So we're at this point now where, okay, we're basically consolidated. And now what are we doing now? Where we're primed to move up. If you go to the daily, I see a reset of the stock RSI, and I see the cool off of the RSI, and I feel like it's kind of ready to potentially bust out of this bullish pennant area here.
What do you see? What do you see else? What do you see that rhymes with Grinch?
Pinch of the Bollingers?
Yeah, where it looks like we're getting close to that, right? You can kind of see it, right? You can see.
I do see that, yes.
And you could say this is a bull pennant if you want, potentially, or even maybe an ascending triangle, bullish consolidation pattern. You have a stochastic reset, and your on-balance volume is strong. So I'd have to concur that this looks like a favorable setup, so to speak, or a favorable play right now.
I agree.
What do you got next?
Yeah, I like the consolidation, and it could definitely head a little higher. Let's look at ADA. Diane Bointer and D. Anderson have requested ADA.
ADA's still at the upper Bollinger, Big Chonis, on the daily chart. You do have some nice volume, and it's nice to see it's kind of been ramping up after that big downtrend break. And actually, you can argue we have a breakout here. I use a candle body method. Today's close is essentially a breakout because it's a break of this prior high here, which is almost like a bull flag. You'd have to go into a shorter time frame to really see it. You kind of see it here. Here's your bull flag, falling wedge, Big Chonis. This would have been your signal. Basically, right here is your upper trend line at your lower, and upon the break of the falling wedge, that would have been your buy signal. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'll admit I was more bearish on this. I thought it had more to consolidate. This was such a huge parabolic runner in the end of the year. They're into January. But let's face it, this is a really nice uptrend here. There's a lot of coin out there. So it has a low price point, which is always very attractive, especially with new people that come into crypto. It's definitely... I feel it's still a little heated now, especially on the daily. But this is a continued bullish trend here. We are getting into some chop area now, basically in the 4,500 area. There's a lot of history there. So I wouldn't be surprised if we kind of chill out there for a little bit while we can consolidate from this move. Give this one some time, and this can definitely move higher. And this will be a major coin. This is one of the top 10 ones of the bull run of 2017, 2018. And, it's still up there in terms of market cap. So until they get some more news out and some more of an actual product out there, or at least in development, this one could have prime long-term implications.
Okay. I feel bad. I didn't tell all my Twitter followers about the breakout. I was probably planting a pumpkin or something, and I missed the breakout. What's just notable for me, you have the wedge breakout, Big Chonis, and then you have the higher high break here. So that's bullish. This is another.
Yeah.
Yep. So I like it. What's next, sir?
Sure. Let's take a look here. Let's do cryptographica with like XEM. Otherwise known as NEM, or New Economy Movement.
Okay.
Wasn't that like Cher's third album? name?
You know, I'm only familiar with her 4th through 18th albums,
Okay.
but not the 3rd. I apologize. Uh, yeah. I mean, it's not bad. It's bullish, but I'm not like overwhelmed with how bullish it is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of an inverse H&S sort of, but that kind of wick kind of throws it off there.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, listen, like the daily as a stock reset, as an RSI cool off, has an OBV pushing higher, and it just feels like it's primed for that liftoff because of this long consolidation period, very similar to what Bitcoin's been experiencing, where we had this bigger spike in the beginning of March, gave it all back, but not all of it, held that higher low basically at the beginning of April, and since beginning of April, nice shoot up there, consolidation period here. Feels like it's ready for its next leg.
I just want to point out a cool setup I just noticed, and I didn't tweet it because I was probably doing something else. But I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the tool. It's a Morning Star. It's a 3 candle setup, and I think this is it. It's essentially like this. So right here, you had this beautiful dip. You had this oversold dip. You had this capitulation candle. Is there any volume behind it? Well, you had this capitulation candle with volume, right? And then you had this kind of weak follow-up, probably like on the 1 hour, you saw there's probably like a bear flag. It broke down, and you had this nice kind of a morning star or a hammer off the bottom, but it's a 3 candles. So this would have been a classic technical entry right here, and you've kind of held that essentially, you know, with rising support. So you'd want to watch these lower lows if you're still in the trade. What's next?
Yeah, you know, we see a lot of those kind of bear traps that turn into a bullish, you know, turnaround, especially with Bitcoin as well. This is what I'm not familiar with. Johnny Santiago, ZIL. I've never heard of this one.
Yeah, I just actually scanned it just before I had announced we were going to go live, and I saw it on Binance. I was just kind of checking out
Hello.
what was going on, and it was pretty bullish when I was looking at it. So yeah, let's go to
So
like
this is a new coin.
Let's go to 1 hour. Yeah, look at that bull break, a bull pennant break. Wow, bull pennant break. I think I probably already tweeted that. I did. So look, I'm going to go ahead and draw the bull pennant, Big Chonis. Right?
Yeah, you know, a lot of new coins that have only been on a couple exchanges for a very short period of time. Normally, they have this long kind of bleed out process where a lot of insiders in the ICOs are unloading. We're seeing a lot of bullishness on just the newest, hottest thing out there. We're seeing this in a lot of coins that have only been out on exchanges for, you know, a few weeks.
Yeah, I think, you know, but they're not all created equally because like some of them are just a super duper flop, right?
Absolutely.
And other ones maybe that are, you know, more established that have been trading on other major exchanges, they're probably going to be more stable because they have to have a parity with the other exchanges, right?
Yeah, I mean, listen, 90% of all crypto out there, they say, will eventually be worth nothing, and only 10% will actually survive.
Who's they? Who's that? Like a bunch of old guys playing cards at the deli?
You know who they are. You know, it's
That's
just
true.
them. It's just whoever it is. It's
yeah,
like that
okay.
overlord of the coin. But they basically, like, you have to realize that there's 1,500 plus coins out there. There'll probably be hundreds more over the next year or two. So of those, you know, how many of those are really going to be part of a tangible asset or be at least be bundled into a tangible asset class that will be a tradable security, which is really the future, I feel, of crypto. And those will be a very small amount. But of that small amount, that's where all the huge gains could potentially lie.
I was just scanning CoinMarketCap. Look at AION. I feel like that's kind of maybe interesting. 1 hour, 4 hour. Keep an eye on that. It looked like, because it looked like it, see how it had this like a recent surge and it kind of cleared resistance?
I do.
You see what I'm looking at? So that's kind of interesting. To keep on it, gets a nice little buy volume here. You still have some room to go in the RSI, so that's kind of something interesting here. I'd be curious to check back maybe end of the show.
Yeah, it's a Binance coin, so it's only on
Mm-hmm.
that one exchange there,
Mm-hmm.
but it clearly had a bottoming point, sometime in March, and basically is on this nice little uptrend here.
Mm-hmm.
Had that weird sort of like rainbow move there a couple days ago,
Here, yeah.
and basically it held that higher low there, so that's
Yeah.
bullish continuation there.
I wonder what
Interesting.
it could have been like McAfee tweet, right? You never know, like what call, right? In retrospect, like you're forensically
Absolutely.
you're like who tweeted it, and you can tell by the chart who tweeted it. That'd be crazy. But it's roughly holding this trend line, absent some kind of this is the general direction. So yeah, what's next, buddy, in the chat room?
Sure. Let's look at LSK, Tonic Rat. What's up, buddy? LSK.
Okay.
Lisk? Yeah, Lisk.
Okay. Let's remove my old line. Let's go. Let's take a look at the daily real quick. Da 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 da. So yeah. Ooh, look at that, huh? Look at that, Big Chonis. What do you think?
Yeah, this has been a really nice bullish upward momentum.
Oh yeah.
It's the daily is definitely showing. Actually, it shows room to run. I mean,
Yeah, it
the
does.
stock RSI, is just there. The RSI, we've seen it can be above 70 and still move there.
Yep.
A little candle there on the daily. Basically, we basically have given up almost half of that nice little push we had earlier.
That's true. That's true. That's true. But look how far above. I mean, you can't hold that.
Yeah, this is a bullish breakout clearly of this consolidation period here. So yeah, this is poised to move. The question is, if you're a little patient, can you buy it a little bit lower and kind of follow this bullish trend, which is now continuing? And also, a lot of my indicators here, as all these alts start to move here, they get more bullish the longer they're able to hold these price points. So a lot of the EMAs, the moving averages, have time to basically catch up and change it around, where they were basically resistance areas for so long in that downtrend we've experienced all through the fall and into the winter and now into the spring. And now they're beginning to act as support areas. That's very big for a market psychology. If all your EMAs are now below your current price action, that's a very bullish move there. And for so long, they've been above. So this trend continuing basically can really help the market. Now the question is, do we get to some point where we get, it almost feels like we're setting up for a really nice bullish pop on everything that will create this overbought area, which will create this massive potential drawdown. But until that happens, it still feels like there's a lot of room to run in all these coins as long as Bitcoin stays relatively stable.
So yeah, that's a great point. I just want to kind of wrap up LSK here. What's notable to me, Big Chonis, we have increasing bull volume. So, even though we have this upper wick, I want to discuss with our viewers how we're going to investigate that. We're going to investigate that, but look at the increasing bull volume. That's notable. Okay, so let's figure out about that wick. Let's go look for early warning signs, and then we can move on. I just want to quickly scan. You know what I mean?
Sure.
We go 4 hour. And, okay, now I see something. You know what I see? I see a spinning top. I see a follow-up. You essentially have a 3 inside down pattern. So I'm going to go ahead and put that right there. So you have a 3 inside down, right?
I see it.
So that's a warning sign. Stochastics crossing sell signal. All right. Because I just tweeted the bull volume. I'm going to tweet this as well so people know to be also cautious. Why don't you go ahead and pull up the next one from the chat room, and we'll go from there.
Last thing I'll say on Lisk is the middle Bollinger has acted as strong support on this nice run up, so I wouldn't be surprised if it tested.
Yeah, we have a clear support here, the area where we broke that prior high on the daily chart right there. So, clearly you've got support. That's not and you personally have support in your life as well. All right, go ahead.
You are my support, Cheds. Let's do some NEO. NEO. NEO.
Okay, NEO is a popular one. I'm going to remove my old markings. It's a bullish consolidation pattern, Big Chonis, right? We have a bull pennant, roughly speaking, do we not?
We do. It's setting up to some sort of a bull pennant. We had a nice consolidation period, breakout, green candle, beautiful.
Pinch. Bali pinch.
Yeah,
Bali pinch, higher low potentially. Potentially higher low. Look, 20 minutes. If we make this our higher low, now we're cooking with fire, huh?
It's still in a bullish momentum trend. I don't see it overbought yet on the daily, although the stock hours cry did switch bearish. The 4-hour room to run, yeah. I mean, this is nice. This is nice movement here. It's holding the 21 on the 4-hour. I mean, what does nothing?
It's equilibrium. This is a classic equilibrium pattern right here.
I do see one, I mean, just minor thing, I guess, is that the OBV is slightly bearish divergence on the 4-hour,
yes.
maybe.
No, right, you're correct. That's a great point.
Are you seeing that too?
Yeah, right here. So we have basically lower lows, and we have higher lows in the price. And you don't want that with the OBV. You might want that with the RSI. I wouldn't mind my RSI cooling off, but we clearly have lower lows and right there. So that's something to keep an eye on. And I mean, there's not overwhelming buy volume either. So, you know, that's why I said it's trying for a higher low, right? Trying. And we'll have to keep an eye on that. What do you think? What do we got next?
Sure. Let's do a couple more. What do you say? Let's do, I don't know why. Biker Boys 72. Let's do fun, F-U-N. Let's have some fun with fun.
Okay. And then let's do a couple of the classics we always do. I'll get that, those banged out. Fun. It's nice to see it talked about again. It was quiet for a while. It's clearly, wow, bollies are tight. It's clearly uptrending again. You're essentially going to test your recent highs. That's what you're doing right now, Big Chonis. And as a reminder, I am Big Cheds. I'm on Twitter at Big Cheds. You can find Big Chonis on Twitter at Big Chonis. Yeah, so we're testing that recent high. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I remember this one was on Bittrex back in the fall, and I would remember I was trading it, and then they delisted it. So I was like, oh, really? This one's kind of weird to delist it. But it's on Bitfinex and it's on Binance, and yeah, I mean, this is clearly beginning some nice uptrend movement here. You know, the OBV has remained strong. It has room to run here and there. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing really that doesn't say this can continue higher, except the fact that we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, I mean, 5 green days in a row. It's still a very nice bullish move here, like the OBV there. Could need a little cool off period, but yeah, it's definitely a nice mover.
I actually kind of like this. I'm tweeting it right now. I mean, I'm just, there's one thing that's notable for me is the OBV is spiking as the price approaches resistance, right? That's kind of that's notable to me, right? That actually suggests, and you have a mid-channel stochastics. I mean, this looks like at least a 60, 40, 70, 30 resistance break, in my opinion, daily close. Would you concur, or do you think I've jumped the shark?
I don't want to do odds or anything, but it's definitely a nice bullish chart.
What do you get next?
Let's do
I already said. Oh, yeah, go ahead. You got it. TRX?
No, all right. Does it TRX or ZRX? Well, I don't know.
Oh,
your
yes,
choice.
Yes. So TRX actually, this is bearish. Wow, I got to tweet this as well. This is a clear warning signal. We have a 3. We potentially, okay, so we have a spinning top or a hanging man actually, and a bearish engulfing candle. This could get bad. We could have a 3 outside down pattern setting up. I'm bearish. It's been a crazy run, and I'm bearish, and I think it probably needs to come back and test support in the 800s. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a great runner for sure. It definitely, you know, when it broke 1,000, that was just a huge move. I remember I put a tweet out saying that it just felt super, like, way overextended, even though it kept on moving, which was really very nice to see. A good retrace, a good, healthy retrace would really allow it to continue on. This is a cult coin. You were talking a lot about some sort of a parallel between Verge and it as well. And I feel that, you know, that's clearly a similarity where TRX begins to sell off, Verge pumps, vice versa. The two kind of became moving in tandem, and they have very similar price points as well. So they're going to be around for a while. I think there can be definitely solid long-term holds. But in the meantime, there'll be a lot of movement, momentum, and I think there's a good chance that you can basically pick up some at a lower price based on its kind of little overextended move.
That's a great call. I think we need to be selective. We need to be smart. Let's go ahead and pull up ZRX. Why don't you get us started in ZRX, Big Chonis?
Sure. So, this is a very hot coin. This one, there was a lot of rumors a couple months ago about could be the next one potentially on Coinbase. It's part of the help me out with this, Cheds, the ERC20 protocol.
Yeah. Yes.
Which has a lot of involvement with other coins as well. This one is just a rocket ship. It's a continued bullish, nice impulse move. We're talking about we kind of wanted to reset from 14,000. We got like 13.5.
Yeah, it was like 13,000 was your reset. I mean, look at this right now. It's another bull pennant. Essentially, it's a bull pennant.
Yeah.
I mean, things nuts. Look at this. Ascending triangle. This is significant right here. We have a resistance break, key resistance break here at 14.1. And why this is important is we had, in our prior video, at least or in our talks, we had pointed out this is a significant historic level, especially if I go 4 hour. And I'm having, there we go. Boom. Right there. So right here, we touched it. See that? See how important this level was? Resistance. Right? Resistance. 1, 2, 3 times price was rejected. 2 and 3, right? Price was rejected at this level. So when we're kind of surging here off the bottom, obviously that's your first major test, right? And significant is we just broke that. Actually, look at that. Closed above. So it needs to consolidate further, which it's doing. But this is significant. This is a bullish break.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, this is going to be one of those coins that in a year from now, it's going to be, oh my God, I can't believe it was so cheap back then. I really feel like this could be one of those coins. So this might be one that you just kind of want to just put away in your sock drawer for a while, because this could have potential to be a real player. And it has a really solid low market cap currently. It's still under the radar, so to speak, but it could definitely be a big player. And the chart is clearly saying that people want to buy and hold this. But in every bullish move, there's also a great opportunity to buy in at a lower price. So I think people might be waiting for certain dip opportunities to scoop up some more.
Okay, excellent.
Because it's a little overbought.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah, it's been on a crazy run. We've made a huge move from bottom. If Bitcoin turned around, this thing could easily go back to like 8,000 satoshis.
Right.
So I'm totally realistic about it. I just think it's significant that we've broken resistance in there. Let's do XVG as well. Let's go in a little 1 hour. Let's kill that. Let's go to like a 4 hour. What do you got? What do you feel on the Verge?
Yeah, I mean, so this one had, that's interesting.
It looks pretty good. Actually, it looks a little better. It looks like it's bottomed, right?
Well, it just got added on Bitfinex, it looks like, which is interesting. I'm like, oh, it's just Bitfinex, and it's got only 3 days of actual price action here. But all right, so yeah, so this obviously had the huge, nice move. It had that long consolidation period. It clearly had a bottoming moment, potentially around 651. Consolidation up, candle, candle, candle. Bullish move here. All the indicators are now below it on the 4 hours, very bullish. We're kind of resetting on the 4 hour. The daily shows room to run, but I don't like those 2 wicks. We have back-to-back double wicks. If we close around here in like 15 minutes, we're going to have 2 kind of bearish wicks there on back-to-back days, which could signal to me we might have a little pause, kind of chill out period while we consolidate and actually test if this is a bottoming moment.
And we kind of had, look at this. This is kind of a bearish break, though, isn't it, of a rising wedge that we just had here on the 4 hour?
It is, but yet it's holding above that middle bond.
Yeah, it has support, like right here, right there.
Yep.
What is that? 850. So yeah, I mean 850. I mean it could hold higher though. It doesn't mean it's going to 850. I mean it's already lost that level right there, which is now resistance. So you could say here, And you could say here. All right, what do you think? Move on?
Let's do like 2 or 3 more, then let's do the majors and wrap it up.
Okay.
Let's do XLM, Lumen.
Yeah, we haven't done her in a while.
She is a she, isn't she? That's how I see it as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely. I might, you know what? If I had a dog, I would actually name my dog Lumen. I don't know. I feel like it could work, right?
Sure.
What do you think? 4 hour. I'm just kind of absorbing it here. Kind of looks double toppy. Obviously, it's been bullish. Like to get to where we are, it's been bullish. The question is, where are we now? You have some hidden bearish divergence with the RSI, right? Lower highs versus flat highs. So you have some hidden bearish divergence. But you're still holding for now. I mean, so it's bullish till proven otherwise. So there's your first support you got to watch, and here's your second one you want to keep an eye on. You know, I don't like try to automatically find a pattern, Big Chonis. I like to look at support. You know what I mean? Like that's important to me too. So this is kind of what I'm looking at. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, Cheds. I mean, I agree with all that. I think this is one of those coins that has been not as kind of parabolic, but more of a slow and steady pace move higher to get us to where we are now, right around this 4,700 area. I'm very familiar with this one. I played it back in the fall. This one has so much potential because of its current market cap. It's one of those top 10 to 15 coins. I think it's still in the top 10. A lot of people are very familiar with it, especially in what was price action was back in January. This is one of those coins, I think, similar to ZRX, that is going to be one of those longer term potential just because of who's behind it and the technology but behind the platform. There's a lot of money behind it and a lot of investment that basically is set to capitalize on the continued move of this. It does have a high coin float, I believe.
Wait, are you trying to talk fundamental analysis with the technical analysis guy? Are you coming at me? Are you coming at me strong?
Listen, this is one of those situations where a parabolic. I mean, this reminds me a lot of ADA as well, ADA, where it had that super parabolic move. You know, big flush out, trying to kind of find its move again. You know, you said it so clearly at the beginning of this one, how Bitcoin is just running the show here. Like you look at Bitcoin for stability and then, all right, it's stable. Now I can focus on my alts here. We've seen Bitcoin dominance decrease considerably over the past several weeks here. And now we're at a very low area. So it's just like, wow, how much more money is going to continue to flow into dominance? 36.2. Wow. I mean, you know, I thought when we broke 40, that was crazy. But look at the market cap. This is interesting. Refresh your market cap there. Is that live there?
I'll go historical data. I'll go check out the data.
Yeah.
We can see.
I mean, I think we've been in this 434, over 400 area for a while there. It's really great to see that, you know. The longer we can hold over 400, the next stop, maybe we can get to half a trillion is what they
wait, 400 what? What am I looking at? I'm looking at market cap.
On the very top of the screen. Very top of the screen.
Oh,
very top of the screen.
Here, yeah.
There you go.
You know what we need? We need more grandma's bingo money, and we need more more of the home game poker money in crypto, right? I mean, like, where's it gonna come from? Fiat. You gotta feed the beast, right?
I did see a poll, and this was a great question, basically about during this move here, are people playing with new money? Or people using their current money they've already had in crypto and basically riding the gains and then spreading them out into new coins. And a lot of people basically are saying that they're continuing to use just the money they have in play currently and have not really committed that much new fiat, you know, into the crypto space. I think there's still a lot of hesitation still. It's because so many people got wrecked from so many decisions and so many epic moves that were played out over the past several months here. So people are cautiously optimistic, as am I. You know, the price action in Bitcoin sure is not making it easy. I have to bring up the Mount Gox.
Well, what's the deal? Is there more? I mean, I'm sick of hearing. It's like I'm sick of hearing about it. It's like everybody's like, you know, Joe Schmo moved $12 to his wallet. I'm like, I don't care.
Until that gets liquidated, and the thing is, it has to be sold. So that has to be sold. Because of that, that will have downward pressure on the market. 16 million coins is a lot of cheddar, Cheds. So that will always be out there until it's not.
I
So,
see what you did.
well, you know, FUD is FUD, FOMO is FOMO. There's a lot of good FOMO out there. There's a lot of good thing about Goldman Sachs says they want to open up their own crypto trading desk. There's a few other positive movements here. Just the overall stability of the market here is bringing a lot more kind of trust, and that's what we need in a market. You need trust. Once there's trust in a market, it can move higher. When you break that trust, when you get just sucked out, when you get wrecked, the trust is ruined. It takes a lot to basically rebuild that. Have we rebuilt that trust?
Are we doing Dr. Ruth? What are we doing here?
Lay down, Cheds. Tell me about your childhood. This is what the market is basically having to battle with. There's so much bullishness. At the same time, there's so much like fear of just getting killed again. So, you know, that's why there's cautiousness. But until we see this kind of break, we're going higher. It's just going to be a slow and steady pace. Don't overextend yourself. Play it smart. Spread it out. Always have cash, and basically as long as you bank your gains, there's no reason why you can't succeed.
What do you let's wrap it up here, but what do you do? I mean, do you go in full scale, or do you kind of scale in and scale out, Big Chonis?
It's a great question, Chaz, because if you like a coin, if you're like, this one is going to be a great one long term, but then it has a big move and you're like, wow, I'd be crazy not to take profits. How do you still, I don't know, hold long while being a sensible trader and taking a win when it's presented to you, when one of your holdings is up 20, 30, 50, 100% in a certain amount of time? And you can kind of do both. You can basically, you don't have to sell it all, but you can bank some profits. You can convert that to fiat or some sort of a tether instrument to basically know it's there. And then from that, I personally like to, if I truly feel we're in this bullish cycle, I feel like I can spread it out along other coins, and basically the more I can accumulate, if I feel we're in a bullish upward trend, the better I'm going to feel all around. And that's important, because if you're a long-term bull, if you feel that crypto is here to stay, then you don't need to go all in on one or two coins. I want to be all in on like 50 coins maybe, and just spread out a couple $100 if you have the means to do so, and just not worry about it. Because if you have big money
on that note, can I borrow like maybe three or $4,000?
All right, well, send me your Litecoin address, and I'll consider a donation.
All right, appreciate that.
So listen, just be smart. You know, this is a marathon. You know, it's okay to love something long, but be smart and prudent in the short term. As long as you don't overextend yourself, you can play this for a while. And as long as you believe that a rising tide will lift all the boats, you shouldn't be able to kind of find yourself in a situation where you're just kind of like not sure what to do. And if we can confirm bullish changes and bullish momentum, God, the sky's the limit. But we're not there yet. That's why just be cautious. Don't overextend. Bitcoin, I mean, look at it right now. If you can head back there, let's just end it with this. We're back to under 9,200. We've had a couple of crazy movements over the past 20 minutes. Litecoin is retesting that 150 area there. It wants to hold it. You know, Ether is holding that 685 area. You know, it wants to hold it. So it wants to hold these areas here. We're about 5 minutes away from the close. Maybe it's all setting up for this huge run tomorrow. I don't know. It feels like it's bullish, but it just, you know, it feels like maybe not. I don't know. If the whales fail, I like this, but I want to buy it cheaper. I want Bitcoin, but I want to buy it 8,300, or I feel it's better chance to buy it 83 and move it 10,000 versus 93 and move it 10,000. That's what might happen. So we're not out of the woods yet. Just be smart. If you're going to trade it, I like to keep a tight stop loss to protect myself, and you know, just play smart. That's what I'm trying to do.
I love it. You can find him on Twitter when he's not modeling. He's at Big Chonis. You can find me on Twitter at Big Cheds. I definitely would encourage you to check out the Complete Beginner's Guide to Cryptocurrency Trading. It is at chedstrading.blogspot.com. Check it out. All these great sections. You know, I want it to be your kind of encyclopedia. And I'm just honored to be part of a great new project called Bitcoin Live. It's going to be the best in-class educational platform. We're going to have, look at these, look who I'm working with. Like, how did I get involved to be so lucky with these guys? Are you kidding me? Look at this group. It's Cheds and a bunch of people everyone knows. So it's going to be a great project. We're going to, I'm really excited to do it. You can get, sign up ahead of time, I think. Look out for those tweets. Feel free to ask me any questions. And look out, there's actually a webinar coming on Monday where I'm going to kind of introduce myself with that project. So keep an eye out for that as well. And once again, I want to thank everyone for stopping by. And, stay safe and play cool, guys. Thank you so much. Peace out.
Thanks, Cheds.
See you,
Peace
buddy.
out.
Peace out.
Bye-bye.